Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Burn Midnight Oil. Last time we met some lady or something, and I don't know. She's using the coercion power that we have. So we shall see. We shall see. Okay. We just got back from drinking with our friend or whatever. Cersei strips down to her underwear. Her one-bedroom flat has no bed, only a sofa. So that's where she lies down. Outside, the sun slowly rises, and the world Cersei will never get to be a part of again wakes up. She stares up at the ceiling, trying not to think about the growing resentment she feels every time she has to hide away from the sun. I didn't always hate daytime. When her common sense returned after her fangling year, Cersei found that the day offered endless opportunities for self-improvement. She read novels, she meditated, she brushed up on her history, she learned martial arts, she studied different languages, she read some more. Slept with all kinds of people, men, women, people who didn't really identify as either. Half of the time, she didn't even feed on them. She liked to cuddle in bed afterwards, basking in their heat. When films became a thing, she found herself obsessed with the cinema. Lived hundreds of different lives through those stories of others. But like everything else, it soon got dull, hiding herself in escapism to distract herself from her own thoughts. Lately, she can't be bothered to do much of anything anymore. Is this all there is to eternity? An endless cycle of wanting and no longer wanting? Forever falling in and out of love with what once meant the world to you? Her room is so fancy, though. I like it. I like the vibes. If she shuts her eyes, if she pretends hard enough, she can almost imagine she's dreaming. What did her dreams bring her today? Ooh, we get to pick, we get to pick. Ooh! Hello? No. Stop. Just once. Abraxas! Yeah. Ugh. Just picturing that self-righteous face of his irritates her. Nope. Not even worth thinking about for a second. You hate me. For Edgar. Eddie's funny when he's drunk. Though most of the nights might end at the Golden Cat, Edgar rarely drinks enough to get wasted. His love of tobacco might send him to an early grave, but at least alcohol poisoning won't. A small comfort. The Devil Woman! Yeah, she was pretty. Who was she? More importantly, what was she? Every person had a distinct aura. Some call it a life force, some call it the soul. Whatever you'd like to call it, everyone has it. Not everyone can detect it, but Cersei's trained to ensure she never misses it. So the fact that she'd missed this one, it unsettles her. It unsettles her very much. She continues to dream. She tries her best to fight against the current of her thoughts, but somehow they always lead back to him. Don't think about him. Against her will, Cersei remembers him. Open your eyes. Look into my eyes. See yourself as you truly are, as you were always meant to be. I'm afraid. For us, fear is a choice. When she opens her eyes and looks into his, she doesn't see herself. She sees him, and only him. Beautiful. He whispers, reverent, I will never make anything as beautiful as you again. But sire, you did not make me. I did. His spindly fingers caress her face with such tenderness, she foolishly mistakes it for fondness. I delivered you from death. I rendered you invulnerable to the horrors of time. I captured you in the moment where you were the most beautiful you would ever be. Beautiful forever. She holds the monster's stare, my eternal companion forever. The sun has set again, but Cersei only snaps out of her daydreams when she hears the balcony door open. She doesn't have to get up to guess who's broken into her flat. She recognizes those steps anywhere. He'd better have a good reason for this, Abraxas. She stands up to glare at him, his eyes only linger on her lack of attire for no longer than what is polite. I apologize for the impromptu visit, but it could not wait. Would you please put some clothes on? Then of course I shall explain my unconventional entrance. Tease him! Why not remove your own clothes if it feels unfair? Do not be unreasonable. It is not an appropriate matter of what is fair or not, but of what is appropriate. Well, I will be putting mine back on. This is my home, and I'm comfortable like this. It wouldn't be courteous of me to be here while you are... He gestures awkwardly, refusing to look at her again. Unprepared for guests. Exactly why you should remove yours. Make it even. He must know she's messing with him. She can tell from the angry furrow that he's failing to hide between his brows. But he slips off his jacket anyway, hanging it over the side of the sofa. Okay, yes, very satisfied. Her eyes linger appreciatively on the way his shirt stretches across his chest. Is it intentional that your shirts are always a size too small for you? If you intend to objectify me, I'll be putting my jacket back on. She sighs dramatically. Never any fun, are you? As a vamp, shouldn't you know better than to enter a stranger's home without an invitation? We are not strangers. We're not friends either. Acquaintances. Are you seriously trying to negotiate the level of our familiarity? He eyes the balcony he just sneaked through. I didn't mean to cause you distress, but I had to make sure no one would know I was here. And you felt that creeping through the balcony was the most discreet way to accomplish that? I was not creeping. Oh my god, my cat's being crazy again. Really? Hello? Oh my god. His eyes sweep down her body again. He clears his throat and pretends not to be distracted by the posters lining her wall. I believe it was my first time seeing your flat. Do you watch a lot of films? Explain why you broke into my damn flat. Sneaked in. Don't be childish. It's not cute when you're, like, 200 years old. It's about the case that Seth was witness to. Did you release him already? Of course. We had no reason to hold him after questioning. No reason? I gave you a reason. Yes, but I put a word with the SCD to look into him sooner than later. They mentioned they hadn't received any reports from you, however. Oops. I did not come here to talk about Seth. I need a favor. Will you do it? The request surprises her. She studies his face, waiting for the punchline. Well, will you? I can't believe my ears. The great Abraxas is asking me for help. Really? Do not make me repeat myself. It was difficult enough the first time. Even if she finds it hard to believe, Abraxas is definitely telling the truth. He barely even relies on his own agents. For him to come to her, of all people, for help? It means he needs something badly enough to swallow his pride. I expected to see him in the night. Wait, I never expected to see the night. Wait, I never expected to see the night. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, right. The day, the night, I get it. She's already set on not doing it, because why would she, in her right mind, ever help Abraxas? But that doesn't mean she's not curious. You're gonna have to share more details before I decide. Have you heard of the incident at the Beaumont Museum? In passing. This must never become public knowledge, but the gas leak was a cover-up coordinated by the SSF. Wow. Who would have ever imagined? Magic triggered the explosion. The burst of energy was so powerful that, should our culprit have wished to, they could have destroyed far more than just a single wing. At worst, I fear they might even be able to burn down half of North Haven. My agents and I have determined it cannot be a mere accident. It was an intentional attack. I see. Unfortunately, it gets worse. The wing that was destroyed harbored several magic artifacts, one of which is now missing. You should be grateful then. They could have stolen all of them. I sent my team to clean up the scene and deal with any witnesses. That was when they found the initials JM spray painted on the wall. Aw, man, I meant to go back. Can I go back? Back. Ooh, there we go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Sorry. Still have my bad mouse. That's not working. Boop. Oh, redacted. Okay. Interesting. Whoever this JM is, it's our only lead. Couldn't trace the magic from the explosion? Cersei knows for a fact that the SSF North Haven branch has a very talented witch in their ranks. She even happens to be Abraxas' second in command. We suspect it was caused by the artifact itself, which didn't leave any residue from the user behind. Okay, but why do you want me involved? The SSF regularly collaborates with supernatural police, but that's it. They've never worked with Thorn investigations. And while Cersei's not opposed to a challenge, she's no witch hunter. She knows vampires and she knows werewolves. She knows demons, but messing with the wrong wizard can have deadly consequences. It's common sense to not get involved with their affairs. We're going to launch a full investigation into JM when we were explicitly told by people in the higher-up ladder to drop the case. Apparently, an outsider is being sent from somewhere to continue the investigation. I take it that's unusual. Not necessarily. There have been cases where we've collaborated with external parties, but the key word there is collaboration. Never in all time have I worked for the SSF have I been locked out of a case in this manner. Oh, come on. You've lived long enough to know there's a first time for everything. I know. Still, I am suspicious of their intentions. I've no real reason to be, no actual evidence. Nothing to work with but a presentiment. But I cannot shake the feeling that something is wrong. What was the artifact? You said an artifact was stolen. What exactly was it? If I knew, I would have told you. I doubt that. I mean it. I know no more beyond the little I have already shared with you. Which is likely nothing. It was hidden in plain sight inside Renaud Beaumont's private collection. We'd planned to contact him about it before we were ordered to drop the case. So all we know is that we can make stuff go boom. That's not the exact words I would use, but essentially, yeah. Who's to say the power didn't come from the person wielding the artifact? Abraxas firmly shakes his head, like he's already ruled out that option. There are witches and wizards capable of things our minds cannot imagine. But it would be suicide to release a burst of energy that large without assistance. When magic's involved, nothing's impossible. I suppose. Still, I would say it's too unlikely to be worth consideration. Let's do Seth was the only witness. The only witness who might have seen anything of note, at least. We've interviewed all the others, and we've learned nothing. Who might have? I thought you brought him in for questioning. We did. However, we were told to drop the case before we could ask him anything worthwhile. Once again, the SSF proved to be embarrassingly incapable. Not our finest work, I know. Since when do you care? I thought it wasn't worth any of your business if the law enforcement by your superiors might be unfair to us non-humans. I know what you think of me, Miss Cersei, but I am not your enemy. The SSF do what we must to protect supernaturals from humans, and from them from us. Sometimes it means the occasional casualty on our side. Our side, he says. When has he ever been on our side? Anyhow, given the things you get up to in your own time, I do not think you should be judging anybody else. I'll judge whoever I want, whenever I want. I don't kill vamps out of some sense of moral superiority. I kill them because it's fun, and it pays the bills. Maybe that makes me a bit of a bitch, so what? I'm not so sanctimonious that I need to pretend my actions are morally justified. Are you really so irredeemable when you only kill the bad ones? Don't paint me as some sort of anti-heroine. All vampires are bad, even you, especially me. Same goes for humans, werewolves, witches, you name it. We're all equally capable of bad and good. That's why it means something when we choose to do good. Abraxas doesn't look surprised by your speech. He may not know the full extent of what Cersei used to get up to before her North Haven, but, like Edgar, he surely can imagine. This is Cersei on her best behavior. And if you ever have the misfortune of meeting her at her worst, well, good luck. I only target the so-called bad ones because I don't need any more trouble with the law than I already have. Also, if someone's willing to pay to see you dead, not once, but twice, you're probably an asshole anyway. Abraxas shakes his head. He gives up on adding anything to this conversation, returning to the previous subject. Technically, I'm not betraying orders. It's not me who's investigating this, after all. It is you. And if you happen to feed some information back to me, then that's simply how it goes. Loophole of the century. Cersei folds her arms over her chest. I'll help you under one condition. Why are you making that face? You haven't even heard what I have to say yet. Fine, state your terms. It's quite simple. If you're so desperate for my help, then beg for it. No. He moves to leave, but she blocks his path. Always so uptight. Let me rethink this. Abraxas just stares, waiting. She takes her time, hemming and hawing, simply for the amusement of keeping him in suspense. Oh, all right, I'll do it. His glare softens, but only barely, but enough for her to notice. Thank you. Don't thank me. I'm not doing it for you. It just sounds like a compelling case. Far more interesting than anything I've worked on lately. Maybe this is what will fish her out of her slump. Keep her running Thornet's investigations for another 20 years. You better pay us, though, and provide us a generous tip. Everyone knows Abraxas sits on a monstrous amount of generational wealth from his previous life. Something he might as well use to her advantage here. That can be arranged. Perfect. Now give me a moment to get dressed, and I'll get you out of here. There's no need. I have my own way. The balcony again? Absolutely not, Romeo. His eyes shift to the floor, brows dragging together. He's that conflicted about this? Perhaps it's because he's never broken the rules in the past. He fears the consequences should anyone learn that he's disobeying orders. Reassure him. The SSF have no reason to monitor your every move. Even if someone does find out that you came here, surely you're quick-witted enough to not think of an excuse on the spot. Yes, you're right. There are plenty of reasons I might come to see you. Plenty, you say? Such as? He rolls his eyes, and any previous hints of vulnerability vanish. Never mind that. Get dressed. I do not have all night, and neither do you. Just for the attitude, I'll make sure to take my sweet time. His little jacket looks like a pillow. I could lay on it. Looks cozy. Cersei leads Abraxas downstairs so that he can leave through the front door like a normal person. In their office, a freshly shaven Edgar made himself comfortable behind the desk. He's mid-bite on a biscuit when they enter. Take that out of your mouth so we can understand. He swallows. Why is he here? Good to see you too, Thorn. Pleasure's all yours, prick. Edgar's nasty glare softens, only slightly when his eyes shift to Cersei. I repeat, why is he here? And why was he upstairs? And how did he even get in? I've been here for over an hour, and the door's been shut the entire time. Did he show up during the day? Did you spend all? Before you can let your imagination run to places I don't even want to imagine. How about you shut up and let me talk? Go on, be honest. He broke in earlier, tried to ambush me. Again, I didn't break in, I sneaked in, and I did not ambush you. I don't see the difference. That's what I said. I had a good reason to do so. Full offense, I still think you could have used the door. Alright, but what did he want? I'm standing right here, Thorn. You could simply ask me. Or I could not. Abraxas sneers. In that case, I shall leave my explaining to your boss. Edgar lifts his plate. You're gonna piss off now, right? Have a biscuit before you go, fresh from our neighbor. I can't. Oh, that's right, you can't eat. I can, but the taste is repulsive, and I cannot properly digest it, meaning I'd have to. Abraxas pauses. Ah, you're mocking me. Edgar stuffs a cookie in his mouth. Took you long enough. Abraxas focuses on Cersei again. Report to me as soon as you find something. You know where to find me. Yes, sir. Edgar lights a cig after Abraxas leaves. She waits for his patience to wear thin. It doesn't take long. So? He wants us to look into something. She explains everything to Edgar. Same as her, he's baffled that Abraxas would ignore a direct order from his superiors. It doesn't make sense. I know, that's why it's so interesting. Some measly initials aren't much of a lead, though. JM. Could Could be a person, an organization, or a movement. How would we know? Only one way to find out. Let's split up and check with our contacts around the city to see if they've heard anything. You know which side is yours. Right. Enjoy your biscuits. I'll head out first. She walks up to the window. She's moments away from transforming when Edgar calls out. Cersei, be careful, please. Worry about yourself, old man. 20 years ago, I was a boy. Today, I'm an old man. Give me another 10 years and I'll be dust and cobwebs in your eyes. It's a compliment. I like older men. It's not a compliment. You have extremely questionable tastes. Don't downplay your sex appeal. Your creaky knees and back issues especially are so attractive. Enough. Don't you have somewhere to be? Try not to miss me too much. Cersei transforms, circling Edgar once before she flies out the window and flies into the night. I want him to be with that little cop guy so bad. I want them to be boyfriends. I know that's not the point, but I want them to be boyfriends. Guys, I think that's only fair if they kiss, you know? Like, I think they'd be so cutie pie. Sorry. Yawning a lot, and it's already wearing my throat out. I think, genuinely, I can't, probably like one of these other videos, I'll just talk normally, because it's really just wearing my throat out to do voices all the time, because I haven't done it in like a week. No, I haven't done nothing with my voice. Yeah. Thorne Investigations has established a trusted net of network sources around North Haven over the past 2 decades. From small business owners to working girls, to regular everyday people oblivious to the supernatural world. You never know who might have intel you might need. But tonight, none of their usuals have anything useful for Cersei. No one's heard of the initials before. For her last stop, Cersei catches Nisha on the way from Elysium on her smoke break. Rare to see you 2 nights in a row. Don't get used to it. Wouldn't dare to. Nisha takes a long drag of her cig. She blows the smoke away from Cersei. How did it go with the Fangling last night? Ugh, she'd really prefer to forget the whole thing, but it seems the universe is intent on not letting her. SSF showed up. Nisha rolls her eyes, getting exactly what happened without Cersei having to explain. Another reason Cersei appreciates her. They share a dislike of the law enforcement. Oh. Hello? Guys, my mouse is actually atrocious. I cannot. Bruh. Although you'd be hard-pressed to find a supernatural in North Haven who doesn't dislike Abraxas. Oh. Are we supposed to dislike Abraxas? Dude, I like Abraxas. I think I want them to kiss. I don't know. I haven't seen that cop guy. Maybe they kiss. I don't know. Someone's smooching. I don't know who it is, but someone's doing it. I'll let you know if Setha shows his mug around Elysium again. Since he couldn't pay the fee last night, he's on the shit list. I mean, technically it was out of his control, but we're not meant to know that, so. Thanks, but if he knows what's good for him, he's already left the city. I wouldn't underestimate how stupid that idiot can be. Anyway, you're obviously not here to talk about Seth. What's going on? Have you seen the initials JM anywhere before? Nisha shrugs. No, is that someone important? Another dead end. I don't even know if it's a who or what yet, but if you do hear anything, Nisha tips her imaginary hat to Cersei. You'll be the first to know, of course. Thanks. Nisha butts out her cigarette on the nearest wall. If that's all, I should go back inside. Elysium doesn't run itself. Lazarus still leaving all the work to you? He pulls his weight, sometimes. Kick him in the balls for me when you see him next. I quite like this job, so I won't be doing that, but you have my respect for your commitment to hating him. It's a lifestyle at this point. Nisha waves her goodbye and disappears inside the abandoned building. Cersei sighs and returns to the streets. Let's see if Edgar had any better luck. I mean, honestly, if we can break into the museum, that'd probably be a good place to start. That's where I would have started, the explosion, but I don't know. The lights are on when Cersei enters the office. Edgar must have gotten back first. You're here already. I guess you didn't find anything worthwhile either. She stops at the doorstep. Oh, you can't be serious. 2 break-ins in one night. A woman! Edgar, nowhere to be seen, standing behind his desk, is the mystery woman from last night. Finally, Cersei can see the woman for what she really is, a witch. A very powerful one, if she's able to conceal her magic like that. There you are. I've been waiting for you. Her eyes leave the streets outside to meet Cersei's gaze. They stare at each other for a long beat, neither willing to break eye contact or begin the conversation. Eventually, the woman smiles, impressed for some reason. You have a spine, a quality I respect, as long as one does not mistake it as a suitable replacement for competence. As you're doing right now, the woman laughs. You have a sense of humor as well. That is good. What kind of accent they give her? I like her design, I like her waist beads, they're really cute. When Cersei still doesn't move, the woman pushes away from the wall to stand up straight. She's tall in the same way models are. It should be a pointless, ridiculous, inappropriate thought to have at this moment, and yet Cersei can't help but feel that there's something unnatural about how bewitching the woman before her is. Apologies and introductions are in order. Which would you prefer to hear first? You choose. Oh, well, if you insist. My name is Nocturne. I am not a local, but perhaps my accent gave that away already. I don't know what your accent would be. Which from who knows where, she's looking for a person behind the explosion at Beaumont Museum for reasons. Amongst the strange circumstances for the situation, Cersei barely notices the subtle French accent. Ah, okay, French. Do I have a good French accent? Well, we're gonna give it a try, and if it sucks ass, let's laugh. I'm sorry to ambush you like this in... Hold on, I have to actually say something French. I'm sorry to ambush you like this in your own office, but you're a busy lady. It's not easy to catch you... Oh, it's turning British. It's not easy to catch you alone. What is like a... Okay, I'm gonna have to practice a French accent another time, but you're gonna get my trash one right now. You're welcome. Please, do not worry. I truly mean you no harm. Am I expected to just believe that? Apparently so, because Nocturne continues talking like nothing's out of the ordinary. It really is a pleasure to meet you, Cersei. I have heard terrible things about you and... Terrible? About the work you do, which means you must be good at it. What sort of terrible things? Have you been told? I'm curious. I do not wish to bore you with the senseless details. Perhaps another time. Nocturne smiles. Perhaps not. Her smile says. Nevertheless, those senseless details have proved quite useful. They persuaded me to seek you out in services and hire you. Cersei narrows her eyes at the witch. You want to hire me? For what exactly? Nocturne doesn't look like she requires any help killing your typical street vamps, so it's definitely not for that. The same thing everyone hires you for. I'm looking for someone. I want you to find them. Right. Unfortunately for you, I'm quite busy at the moment, so I won't be able to take your case. Goodbye. Nocturne's voice is firm, even as her perfect smile stays painted on. You're already looking for them. Who? Ah, so JM is a person. I presume so. The person they're pretending to be, the real JM, was a brilliant young witch. Who knows, when it comes to this imposter. They could be anyone for all we know. And there it goes. The French accent out the window. You know what's dumb? I can fucking speak some French. I just can't do it in English because it sounds dumb when I do it. Whatever. How do you know it's an imposter? Why couldn't it just be the real JM? Because she's dead. Nocturne's tone is so detached. Cersei can hardly believe this isn't all one big joke. She's dead. Quite dead, yes. I would know. I killed her. She's dead. And you killed her. Murder, slew, killed, whichever word you prefer. Assuming that's even true, why would you admit that to a complete stranger? I told you, I've done my research. I know everything I need to know to determine that you are capable of this job. If I did not believe you were capable, I would not be here. I am not a witch who wastes her time on whims. Throughout this conversation, Nocturne's smile has never fallen. Till now. You must understand, it is most important to me that this person is found. I want the best detective possible on the case, and I believe that is you. So, you will take my case. You will find the imposter and the artifact they got their thieving little hands on. You will bring them both to me, and you will not disappoint. She smiles again. Money is of no consequence to me, so you will of course be well compensated for your efforts. Huh. For once, Cersei is genuinely at a loss for words, but Nocturne doesn't seem to mind. I'll take your silence that you mean to accept, yes? Okay. Period. Oh! No! 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 Dang! But this one is getting good, bro. That's so interesting. That's tea. That's tea. I like that. What an interesting case. I will not play Dante's because you know what, guys? If you want to see Dante and his little like twink like partner, this is free. It's on Steam to try. You can play that yourself. So I'm not gonna play it so that you can play it. It's on Steam. It's called Burn the Midnight Oil. And if you want to support this game, do Kickstarter. They got all this stuff. Check out all that stuff right there. But I hope you've had so much fun. Maybe as much fun as I'm having. Maybe more. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.